It's Manscaped Mouth Experience Monday. Dude, Brett, JD, and Tyler sit down at OPA to taste some Joseph A. Magnus and give our breakdown. Find out what we thought on this episode of The Bourbon Hunters. Have you thought about supporting our podcast? Head on over to our website at www.bourbonhunters.com, where you can by picking up one of our Kinsey drams or ordering from our partners over at manscaped.com. Thank you for taking time out of your day to join us on our hunt for great bourbon. Reward yourself and sit back, grab a pour, kick up your feet, and enjoy. Welcome to another episode of the Bourbon Hunters. I'm Dude Poole. I'm joined by
Brad Bryan,
JD Fritches,
Tyler Schaefer,
and
Genty Kochi.
Yeah, we're sitting here at OPA up in Delaware. Pretty fine bar. If you've never been, I would come check it out. We're going to do our next 2 episodes, so you're going to get Mouth Experience Monday from here, but we're also going to do our regular Wednesday episode from here as well. But this is Manscaped Mouth Experience Monday. So today we've got another blind in the glass, and we're going to let them go through it, nose it, taste it, talk about the finish, and then rate it, and then they're going to try to guess and see what it is. But before we get started, hey there, beach babes. Are you ready to soak up those summer vibes and unveil your ultimate beach bod? Well, you're in luck because our friends over at Manscaped have you covered from head to toe. With the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra, this ultimate all-in-one grooming kit is set to have you looking and feeling your best in the summer sun. Trust Manscaped and unlock the confidence you need to turn heads this season. Join the 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped for 20% off plus free shipping using the code Bourbon Hunters. Let's make this summer your smoothest one yet. All right, guys, what do you guys get on the nose for this?
I'm getting some nice cherry, like a Michigan cherry.
There's definitely stone fruit.
A Michigan cherry. That's very specific.
They're the best cherries.
They are.
They are.
So I use those Traverse City cocktail cherries,
Yes.
premium cocktail cherries. You can get them on Amazon.
Those are good.
I love them. Did you order some?
I will, not yet.
Yeah.
What do you like?
They're in my cart.
Genty, what's your favorite cherry?
We use a different type of cherries because we don't want to use whatever cherries that everybody else uses.
The Luxardo.
We stay away from Luxardo. We use Fabri Amarena, which is a different Italian brand as well. But the Traverse City cherries are fantastic. I tried them last year, this time-ish. I was at Traverse City doing 2 barrel picks, or 3 barrels. We ended up with 3 barrels, but their cherries are good. Some of those cherries are good. The Old Forester cherries are good. But we just try to use something different that people don't have as much.
Yeah.
Because everybody is like Luxardo, so we try to stay away. This one has some like drying.
As long as you're not doing maraschino, that's all that matters to me.
No,
Those are the worst.
not at this time.
Generally, as soon as I see them pop out of maraschino for like an old fashioned, that's my last drink of the night, and I go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. I can't do those in old fashioned. I also cannot do like your standard bar cheap rock glasses. Like,
Right. It's an old fashioned. It's got to be classy. You got to class it up.
Give me a better glass. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
I stopped by somewhere 2 nights ago. After actually Sunday night, quality place, and after I had cleaned all day, and I'm asking the bartender, I go like, what do you guys use for your old fashions? He goes like, first I go like, is it 100 proof or 86 proof? She goes, I have no clue. I go,
I'll pass.
Yeah.
give me a beer.
Yeah.
The Old Forester Signature 100 is just such a great shelfer.
Oh, absolutely, and I will always suggest people, like a lot of people don't understand, if you buy Old Forester 100 proof, it's about $25, $27.
Yeah.
But if you buy Old Forester Rye at 100 proof, it's $22, $23. That's way better for your old fashions. Take advantage. I mean,
that rye
for
spice
you,
and that,
$3 is not going to make a huge difference at your home. But for any business owners out there that you like,
If you're making
old
those all the
fashions,
time,
like come
yeah.
on, get like quality and it's cheaper. I can teach you.
Yeah.
Like because I don't care. When I come back, I want a good old fashioned. I want to have some good time.
I do like rye in my old fashioned. I'm glad that you said
same,
that because
same,
rye
same,
is
same.
very good.
Same.
The 100 proof Old Forester Rye is the best mixer.
You have Old Forester 100 proof. You have Wild Turkey 101 proof. You have some Jim Beam products that are 114 proof, and those like all between $20 and $25. So what doesn't matter what you get, they are like
Benchmark.
better. Benchmark is a little difficult.
Let's not go that low.
Benchmark is a little difficult for business owners because they don't stock the market as much. So we need to have like quantities, and we have to continue to do. But there's a lot of good product out there for like $20-25 a bottle to make some really, really good old fashions.
The standard benchmark before they started doing all the specialty benchmarks used to be just plentiful, and you could buy the big, 1.5 liter or whatever it was for
$175.
For $25 or something like that, $20. What do you guys, have you tasted this yet?
Just took a little tiny sip. Just a
First sip of the day.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
It's like between 90 and 100 proof.
Yeah. I get a little sweet tobacco in there. I don't think it's got a lot of age on it. Maybe there's like some artificial age. I don't know if there's like heat cycled. I don't know. You guys talk about that acetone note on things like in heat cycled warehouses. I could be completely wrong, but I feel like I get a little bit of that.
It has zero mouthfeel.
Yeah, agree. It's a watery.
It's a little weak. I probably say between 90 and 100. I don't think this is more than 100. I think it's between like 4 and 6 years old. It has some nice cherry note on the nose, but the mouthfeel is very weak. No butter. It has some nice legs on the glass, but
we're very big on this viscosity.
Yeah.
This one finishes quick. It has a nice like amber wee copper color.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Okay. Yeah, and generally on these mouth experiences, we've been making them shelfers, so they've been like 101 and below. Nothing cask strength really.
I mean, there's nothing wrong. I mean,
yeah.
You can get a lot of bourbon for like $20.
Sure. No, I was just letting you know you're right on the right track there. That's
Well, everybody seems to do like specialty releases, and nobody talks about your readily available shelfers.
Right.
And so we're trying to bring awareness to what's out there for your buck. It's not a bad pour.
We decided to go blind just because it makes you guys unbiased. You don't know what it is.
Everybody speaks about special releases because it's because of you podcasters, and I hate you all. So the problem is that you speak about those special releases, but like, have you tried them?
Right.
We generally don't talk about them unless we have them.
Correct. But
so
like
we're drinking them.
No, it's just like my problem is like, okay, everybody speaks about those glasses and about those like pours, and I know you guys have connections. I know you guys have like are influencers, and you guys get the best bourbon ever. But I'm little Joe Schmo down the street. I know nobody. I have no connections. I have no clue.
You're never going to see it.
I had to work. I started working today at 7. It's like 7 o'clock. I want to go home. I only have $20. I only have $25 today. My boss gave me $5 bonus. What can I get?
Well, the good news for you is that because they can't find those bottles, what do? When they're local to you, they come here and they order it from you. So we're driving them to you.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. But I mean, every time I get those bottles, and like, I do believe I'm a little bit educated. I don't want to say the best educated man in the world when it comes to bourbon. I have connections, I have good bottles, and I have all that. But the problem is that you guys have no clue. But because you got a bottle in your hands and you come in here to flip it, sip it, or keep it, and that's where most of my customers will come for those premium bottles, or for those bottles that are allocated and people have no clue what they taste like, but people chase them.
We generally are not behind the flipping industry. We are. All of our bottles are open.
Our sippers.
So my rule of thumb is every bottle that I have outside of maybe 1 or 2, I open as soon as I get it. I'll typically drink it about a third of the way through.
In the car on the way home.
Yeah. I'll drink it about a third of the way through so I can truly understand it, and then I'll put it back in my case, and then I'll go back to other bottles.
Same.
And then if I get a new bottle, I have to open it almost immediately.
All right, we're going to talk about a lot more of this on the next episode, but let's. We're 8.5 minutes in. What are we thinking on this?
I give it about a 3.6.
Okay. You gave 3.7 to Maker's Mark 101 last week.
Do you guys go out of 5 or out of 10? Okay.
This is probably like a 2.5 for me. I don't really enjoy it that
Standard
much.
deviation is a 3.0.
Okay.
So
Don't even get us started.
a little.
on it.
I'll call
I don't want
less
to give
than
like
average.
8.6, and
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
only go to 5. So like I want to. I don't want to be that crazy guy.
I actually enjoy it. It's just not. It's not really standing out. So
Yeah.
I'll give it like a 3-3.
Okay. I mean, and typically, if you listen to our show, anytime we do ratings, for the most part, we're giving the higher ratings to the higher proof stuff.
Yeah.
Because they generally have that higher viscosity. We
Good call.
like to drink a little bit of the higher proof stuff. So I think in that 3 to 4 range for something off of a standard shelf is pretty good for us.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make that clear.
It's giving me Jim Beam vibes.
Okay. So you're a 2 something.
2.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're a 3.6. You're a what?
3-3.
3.3. What do you think?
I think 3.5, 3.6, but also depending. I mean, if this is a $25 bottle, it's a 3.8.
Yeah.
If this is like a $98 bottle, then it's going to be
Sure,
2.8.
sure.
You know?
Yeah, that's a one point.
handicap pricing. wise,
So yeah,
okay.
but like
I get you. No,
I s-
that makes sense.
I sell whiskey, and I buy whiskey for a living. I'm a guy that buys 4 or 5 barrels a week. So for me to cheat you, or for me to tell you like you should drink this bottle because this has a better label than
Yeah.
anybody else, that's not fair. I do this for a living, but I also really enjoy this. So I don't want. I can't be an influencer because I am like strict. Like, hey, this is shit bourbon, and this is like $150 bottle.
We're like that too.
We're the same way.
You're speaking to the right crowd here.
Like no,
Yeah. we don't
it's
we
like-
don't tote or put anything up on the higher shelf just because of the label. We'll tell you how it is.
If it's Buffalo Trace and it's shit, we'll tell you it's shit.
All right, so here we go. Here's our first hint of what this is. They produced their first bottle of whiskey in May of 1892.
1892.
Oh.
Second hint is they went out of business due to prohibition. And the third hint is the person who founded the company had a liquor empire by the age of 26 in Cincinnati, Ohio.
George Remus.
Good guess, but no. That's a good guess, though. All right, they restarted they went out of business during Prohibition because they could not do any type of distilling during Prohibition. And they restarted in 2007. The great-grandson restarted it after finding a 122-year-old bottle of their whiskey, tasting it, and decided to go ahead and restart the company. So
I feel like I just heard about them. Was it OKI?
no, but I could see where
I can see where that
that'd be a
would
good
come in.
guess. Yeah, but they were actually in Kentucky. Were pretty,
okay.
Well, I guess they restarted in Kentucky.
Blue Run? No, this wouldn't be a shelfer then.
No, and Blue Run's I think completely new.
Oh, okay.
All right, last hint. They are now located in Holland, Michigan.
No kidding. Joseph Magnus.
I knew.
Holy
I
crap.
did this specifically for you because I thought you'd like this. This is just their standard offering, Joseph Magnus.
That's a $100 bottle.
I don't think that's correct, is it?
For their standard one?
Yes and no. I'll explain to you. They used to be located in Washington.
Maryland too, right?
Yeah, Washington, Maryland, whatever.
Oh, yeah,
So
DC.
I don't know if this is like your 86 proof, and if this is your 86 proof, it's about $80. But they are all sourced from MGP, so it's like George Remus.
It's $90.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it was under 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, $90,
I do have some.
100 proof. But this is also finished. So it's finished in Oloroso Sherry,
Pedro
casks,
Jimenez.
Yeah.
So that's where we get that.
and cognac.
that-
So it's triple finish now.
It's probably, and that's their lineage is a triple
Yeah.
finish, and then their cigar finishes are also
Older.
triple finish,
Yeah.
but a little older.
She created the best cigar blend in the world, or
Nancy
in Ohio,
Fraley.
or
Originally.
in U.S. And now everybody's trying to mimic her. She has one of the best palates and one of the best noses. I do have 2 single barrels from them, and those are both a 13-year-old.
No way.
They are both MGP, and I picked them 2019. I'll say or 2018. I don't know. They had a source. I don't know. I'll say like 300, 400 bottles. Barrels that they sold I don't know what happened, but they used to be in Washington, whatever, Maryland, and they moved to
Holland, Michigan.
To Michigan. So I don't know if it was part of the movement, but those actually was at the time the most expensive barrels that I bought in my life, and they were like about $20,000 a piece.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, but I was a little guy at the time in 2019, and when you buy two of those barrels,
You're like, shit.
yeah.
So, all right. I gave a little bit of history there. I just want to kind of fill in some gaps there. Today, they're using the same blending and finishing techniques that Joseph Magnus employed over 100 years ago. Magnus master blender Nancy Fraley finishes 12-year-old bourbon in a triple cask finishing process using Oloroso sherry, Pedro Jimenez, and cognac casks in Highland Park, Michigan. The result is that we have come as close as possible to the original Joseph Magnus bourbon in that 122-year-old bottle. So
They may have
amazing.
Nancy the nose, but we've got the people schnoz.
That is true. We have the people schnoz on our side.
That's right.
And who gave it actually a little bit of a lower rating?
It was not my. It was
Do you
not
normally
my thing.
like finished bourbons and things?
Not a ton.
Okay,
It's
so
that's
that
all
explains
relative.
it.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's all relative.
Yeah, yeah.
Technically, like a toasted barrel is finished, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
so I like those things.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
but,
now that we know it's
you
a
know.
$90 bottle, are you handicapping your rating down to like a 2.9?
I mean,
3?
but it's not a bad bourbon.
Yeah.
But for $90, I can go home because I know what I
Yeah.
know what I'm doing, and I can go and buy 3 other bottles that are as good as this one, and I'm gonna have 3 bottles versus having 1 bottle
Sure.
for $90.
No, I
so
get that. So,
Good Lord.
so we've got some
Joseph Magnus
Joseph
single
Magnus
barrels.
straight bourbon whiskey, the second chance.
that's the second chance, and do you know why? Because this is your first love.
So these are your names for the
I like that.
That's
first
pretty good.
love
That's
and
pretty good.
the second chance. So we've got
we're
two-
funny-looking guys in here. That's why there is no video.
That must be the bourbon talking.
Yeah.
So if you are in the central Ohio area, you get a chance to come up to Delaware. They do have Joseph Magnus, two basically private picks, private selections behind the bar. So
Awesome.
if you are interested in Joseph Magnus, if that is something that you seek out, come up here and try out a couple of private barrels up at OPA in Delaware. So, all right, guys. I think we've all said that if you've got $90 to spend and you are curious about this, it's definitely, if you've never had it before, you may want to go to a bar and try it out. But if you are wanting to spend $90 on a bottle and you think you like finished bourbons, this is something you could definitely try. So thanks for joining in. We'll do another episode next week and talk to you guys next week. Thanks a lot. Thank you for joining us on yet another hunt for great bourbon. Please give us a 5-star review anywhere you are listening. But if you can't, leave some constructive criticism in the review so that we can get better at improving our show. Good reviews help us bring better guests on for your listening pleasure, not mine. But until then, sit back, grab a pour, kick up your feet, and enjoy some bourbon.